Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Sahanā-vavatu Sahanau bhunaktu Sah Vīryaṃ karavāvahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishāvahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadraṃ karñebhiः śrunuyāma devāः Bhadraṃ pasyemākshabhiryajatráः Sthirairangaistuštuvāgum sastanūbhiः Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu Swasti na indro vriddhashravāः Swasti nः पूषा विश्ववेदाः Swasti नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः Swasti no brihaspatirdadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We need to resume from page 15 of your notebook, around the middle of the page. And Gita Press, my book, page 72. Okay, let's read from Hṛdaya avasthanameva, just one sentence before. The last sentence we completed last week. Hṛdayavasthanam eva
hṛdayavatthānamev
hi atmanah
hi atmanah
sthitihi
sthitihi
nahi atmanah
nahi atmanah
sthitihi anne.
sthitihi anne.
Okay, pause with that. That's where we concluded last time. So, looking at the portion of the mantra that we studied, if you look at the moolam, yaha sarvajñaḥ sarvavid, clearly talking about Ishvara. Yaha sarvajñaḥ sarvavid, the all-knowing. And that all-knowing, who is manomayaḥ prāṇaśarīranetā, who is now responsible for this body, the way it is, and for all the transmigration that is happening with this jiva, prāṇaśarīranetā, and manomayaḥ, who is manifest as the mind in this body. In this body, where it's coming from? pratiṣṭhitaḥ anne. Bhagavan Shankaracharya said that body which is annamaya kosha. So pratiṣṭhitaḥ, situated. I mean, it's so important because Jiveshwara Aikyam nobody else is talking about. And so that is the mainstay of us. And so anne, where is it situated? If you say, even though Brahman is all pervasive, it is there everywhere. Still, hṛdayaṃ sannidhāya. Hṛdayaṃ. heart. But Shankaracharya changes the meaning to manas, and then says that manas is in the heart. Like that we saw. So that Ishvara being in the heart means it is upalabdhi sthanam. It is the human mind which can recognize this identity between Brahman and Atma, between Ishvara and Jiva. And here there is no discussion about what we discussed in Viveka Chudamani. So all this Jahatya, Ajahatya and all Shankara had explained. And so through that Jahat, Ajahat Lakshana, because literally if you take the Upadhis of Jiva and Ishvara, these two cannot be identical. That is why he says tadvijñānena. Tadvijñānena. Tad. So Shankaracharya says, we have to read that. That is the portion we have to study. Tadvijñānena. This equality has to be understood. Like that, he's going to say. That is the part we will read now. Tad onwards. Tad. Tad.
Tad
Atmatattvam.
Atmatattvam
Vijñānena.
Vijnanena
Vishishtena.
Vishishtena
Shastra Acharya Upadesha Janitena.
Shastra Acharya Upadesha Janitena
Jnanena.
Gnanena
Shama Dama Dhyana.
Shama Dama Dhyana
Sarvatyaga Vairagya Bhutena. Sorry, Sarvatyaga
Sarvatyaga
Vairagya Udbhutena.
Vairagya Udbhutena
Paripaśyanti.
Paripaśyanti
Sarvataha.
Sarvataha
Purnam Pashyanti.
Purnam Pashyanti
Upalabhante.
Upalabhante
Dhīrāha.
Dhīrāha
Vivekinaha.
Vivekinaha.
Okay, we'll pause there. So continuing, Bhashyakara is explaining the last, how do I say it? The last 1/3 of this group of 2 mantras, starting from tadvijñānena. All right. Verb here is paripaśyanti. Paripaśyanti. Pashyanti, very easy for Sanskrit students. Pashyanti means they see. They see. That is the meaning. And paripaśyanti. We'll come to pari later. Who are the people who see this? Dhīrāha. Dhīrāha paripaśyanti. Dhīrāha means people who, Shankaracharya is saying, vivekinaha. People who are vivekis. People, because to Atma Vidya you need viveka, Atma Anatma viveka is needed, very obvious. Because Anatma is the world that I know quite well. And the Purushartha Nischaya means that moksha Purushartham iti ekaha asti Purusharthaha. Okay. So therefore, that once we come to moksha, then there is something called Atma also. That Atma and moksha get connected in this pursuit. That is why Vivekinaha, Dhīrāha. We saw the word Dhīraha before also. Kaschid Dhīraha, Pratyagatmanam Aikshate. Right in this Mundaka we saw. Pariksha lokan karmachita nirmedamayat. Like that, the Upanishad had, in that shloka, described the journey of that individual. Lokan pariksha. All that I don't want to explain now. So, dhīrāha paripaśyanti, vivekinaha paripaśyanti. Paritaha. Okay, let's look at that. Sarvataha purnam. Okay, we'll come to that paripaśyanti later. What do they see? Well, they need to see tat paripaśyanti. So, what is the admaya of this thing? Dhīrāha vijñānena tad paripaśyanti. Dhīrāha vijñānena tat paripaśyanti. Simple sentence. So, paripaśyanti, they see. And then they see, who see? Dhīrāha paripaśyanti. And then kim paripaśyanti? What do they see? Tat. So, the sentence starts with tat. All right. So, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is saying Atma Tattvam. Atma Tattvam. Mani Prabha is saying Ukta Atma Tattvam. Ukta Atma Tattvam. Hey, Uktam. What? Atma Tattvam? That has been talked about already. What is Atma, etc. has been talked about. So, Ukta Atma Tattvam. What has been talked about? The truth of Atma. Or the truth of Brahma also. Okay. So, Atma Tattvam. Vijñānena paripaśyanti. Vijñānena means that's tritiya. By proper knowledge. By a special knowledge. And how do you say it's special? What kind of speciality is this? That is what Shankaracharya is explaining. Jnanam we understand, but Vijnanam. Where do we see Jnanam and Vijnanam? What is that shloka?
Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram vidyate. That is jnana.
Okay. What about Vijnanam?
7th chapter. Second shloka.
Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshamya sheshataha yadgyatva neha bhuyomyat jnatavyam avashishyate. Connecting. We need to connect like this. Only then everything will fall into one bucket. Otherwise, they will all be in different buckets. Correct? Someday they should all fall in one bucket. So, it's all this.
The bucket goes.
We are connecting. And so, Vijñānena. So, there Bhagavan Krishna is saying, Jnanam teham savijnanam. I'll teach you Jnanam and I'll teach you Vijnanam also. Like that he says, as though there are two different things to know, Then he explains, Shankaracharya explains that statement. And he says, Anubhuti sahitena means, hey, this jnanam is not about some Ishvara. Hey, it is about the Ishvara which is you, and therefore aparoksha jnanam I will teach you, not paroksha jnanam. Like that beautiful.
He uses Svanubhava also.
Svanubhuti, he uses that word. Yeah, but Svanubhuti is what? What is Svanubhuti? Svanubhava also nahi. Svanubhava is aparoksha jnanam. That is me, my God, this Brahman is me. It is not some unknown remote entity. That is the idea. So, it is meant for me, and therefore, like that he explained there. Here, look at what he says. Here, let's see what he says. Vishishtena Shastra Acharya Upadesha Janitena Jnanena. Okay, Vijnanam is Jnanam only. It's a type of knowledge. What type of knowledge? Jnanena. Vishishta Jnanam. It is a special knowledge. Okay, why it is special? Shastra Acharya Upadesha Janitena. Janitena means born of. Born of something. जिससे जन्म हुआ, किससे जन्म हुआ? शास्त्र आचार्य उपदेश. You understand all these words. It's not complicated at all. Upadeshena. Okay, Upadesha means what? Teaching. All teaching is Upadesha. And definitely this is also a teaching. It is an Upadesha. It is not something to be believed, ityarthaha. It is not something to be believed. You start with belief, all right. It's all belief, 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 belief. And then the belief becomes stronger. And then the belief gets converted to knowledge. Later on, you don't have to believe in God. You know why you don't have to believe in God? Because you know God. See, suppose, what is that I ask you? Tree. Do you believe in the tree? Means what? Hey, I know this tree. I've been growing up with this tree for the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years. I know this tree. This is our lifeline here. Like that you will say. So what is the question of belief here? It is pratyaksham. Where there is pratyaksham, there is no need to believe. Here it is more than pratyaksham. Pratyaksham is only of an object. Perception is of an object. But I don't perceive myself. I recognize myself. I am aware of myself, and that myself is there all the time. And so that is why Upadesha is needed, not lectures. That's why it is not called preaching. This is called teaching. Okay, preaching means stating something which is to be believed, because because it is believed in that particular, in our mata or their mata, whatever. And so here Upadesha, teaching. And what teaching of what? Who's teaching? Acharyasya. But who is an acharya? The acharya who is supposed to, the one who communicates what is said in the shastram. He is not a spin doctor, He is not something that is spinning something. Spinning not acceptable. So that's why he adds shastram there. Shastra acharya. And Mundaka herself had told us who an acharya is. Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Like that earlier mantra we saw. So that kind of a knowledge that is born of Janitena, teaching Upadesha of the Acharya in keeping with the Shastram. Make sense? Shastra Acharya Upadesha Janitena Jnanena. Further, okay, this next phrase, I thought it may be applying to a student or teacher, but it applies to the student, obviously. Shama, Dama, Dhyana, Sarva, Tyaga, Vairagya, Udbhutena. Udbhuta, you know what it is. Udbhuta means, again, Janma hua, same thing, Janitena. Udbhutena. Udbhava, Udbhava. And so that one. So born of what? Now he's saying. Now the student is being addressed, indirectly pointed to, and because the knowledge has to take place in the student's mind, not in the teacher's mind, not like the teacher I went to and said, Sanskrit teacher, I went to study Sanskrit, and he said, oh, so nice of you, you want to study Sanskrit. And I drove so many miles to meet this guru, and he started saying things that kind of shook me, and he said, so nice. Even I also have not studied Sanskrit in a long time. It'll be nice for me to review this text and all. He started saying. I said, this man he's talking like I'm talking. Then I said, this is my karma, what to do? And then I left. And then I said, it's better for me to start my own group. This is how it is. Literally, I'm telling you, this is what happened. So, a teacher has to know all these things. And he can't come to the class and say, thank God you're all here and let us review the subject matter and all. Long time I studied. This kind of stuff is not good. Anyway, Shama, Dama, Dhyana, Sarva, Tyaga, Vairagya, Udbhutena. This knowledge will take place in only one type of mind. What type of mind it is? Vairagya, Udbhutena. That mind should have Vairagya. We know all these things. Vigataha ragaha yasya saha. The one from whom binding desires are all gone. Binding desires. A desire is binding if its fulfillment is absolutely essential for me, for me to say I am fulfilled, I am happy. Without that desire fulfilled, I'm no good. Okay, that state of mind is called vairagya. It's a tall order. I mean, that's why we have to work on it. That's why our daily life is a karma yoga life. Okay, vairagya udbhutena. Then what? Sarva tyaga, sarva karma phala tyaga. So karma and karma phalam is going on. Sarva tyaga means what? Giving up everything. That's the literal meaning. Giving up everything. Giving up everything as satyam. Everything is real. No, everything is not real. Everything is mithya. And Swami Paramarthananda ji uses an acronym called PORT, P-O-R-T. Possessions, occupations, relationships, and transactions. Reduce all these things. That is what he says. Reduce. So that's sarvatyaga. Shama, Dhamma, Dhyana. You know all these things. Shama means mastery of the mind. Dhamma means mastery of the sense organs. Okay, they're all now in my vasha. They're in my control now. Previously, they were running around, and now I can say where I should run and where I should not run. I decide. I'm the master of the whole thing. Nobody can carry me away. Shama, Dhamma, Dhyana also was introduced. Dhyana, ability to stay focused on one subject matter. And because this subject matter is subtle, you need that dhyanam. Subtle. Mind is not used to all these things. It's not used to thinking about Atma, how this Atma Vidya is connected to me. All this must be crystal clear. And that through that dhyanam, through this subject matter is no longer alien to me. Why? Because I have the Shama Dhamma, and therefore now dhyana is natural for me. Natural. And so, dhyana, sarvatyaga, vairagya, udbhutena. When a mind that has all these attributes, then the upadesha is there, then automatically knowledge will come. So, port means possessions, obligations. I said occupation. That's not correct. Possessions, obligations, relationships, and transactions. Possessions, obligations, or obligatory duties. Obligation, right? Obligation is there or not in our life? Obligation.
Guruji, is it possession or position?
Possession. I possess things. That possession. Things I possess. The idea of possession. So, elsewhere, I think in the 13th chapter, amanitvam, adambitvam we studied. Ownership is a notion. Possession is a reality. Like that we saw. Means ownership. What decides? Who decides who owns what? Well, a piece of paper decides. Or just commonly understood, this is mine, that is yours. Okay, good. It's a notion though. It is a projected notion. These ideas we have to be clear about. And then I can say I possess all these things. This house is in my possession. Even though on paper we talk about ownership, but when it comes to Vedanta, we know very well that nobody owns anything. But anyway, doesn't mean we give up, burn away all those papers. Idea is, all those ideas are understood well. What is a notion? What's a reality? And so here, possessions, obligatory duties, relationships, transactions. Reduce port. That is the goal. Reduce port. Like that Swamiji would say. Now, that's a good tip for us. What guides your life now than say 5 years ago? Okay, then we must be able to say what is guiding my life. people are scaling down. Somebody called me and said they are scaling down. Scaling down means, help me understand what scaling down is. Whatever it is, smaller house. I have a 4-bedroom house. Okay, fine, good. You need it. A lot of children coming, family going, everything good. But then after a while, I can scale down. So that mentally I must be ready for these things. So, well, not necessary to scale down that way also. Is this mind inside, is it scaled down or not? That is the question finally. Whether we live in a big palace or in a big house, a small house, it doesn't matter really speaking. But oftentimes we need those external, the help from the external, so that internally we become mature. So that's why they say that minimalistic living and all that they talk about. All right. So shama, dama, dhyana, sarva, tyaga, vairagya, udbhutena. Shankara is still explaining this word vijñānena. And sarva, tyaga, vairagya. So Sanskrit students might say tyagasya vairagya. This is called shashti tatpurusha. Means giving up of tyaga, it's called. Vairagya of tyaga. That is another way of reading this word. Vairagya of tyaga means giving up tyaga. No, that's not the way to read it. Vairagyascha, tyagascha. So all added up. Sarvatyagaha plus vairagya. That is how it's to be understood. Anyway, vairagya was mentioned earlier also. Nirvedamayad brahmanaha pariksha lokan. So that nirvedam, same vairagyam. Shankaracharya is using that same word used by the Upanishad. And even shamadama was mentioned in, if you go back to shloka number 1 to 13 of this Upanishad. I'm also going back here. 1 to 13. Okay. I found it in page 44 of my Gita Press. Okay. So you may have to go back to your old PDF book and all that. So keep that book handy. So I found it. Tasmai sa vidwan. Did you get that? Tasmai sa vidwan. Yeah. So tasmai sa vidwan upasannaya samyak. So here, yeah, that vidwan is a guru. Vidwan is a guru. And then what is the guru doing? The upasannaya, the student who has approached him or her, and that student, upasannaya, who has approached the teacher, okay, samyak upasannaya. Samyak upasannaya means approached with a proper attitude. The teacher is looking for proper attitude. Why? Why should the teacher look for proper attitude? अरे अगर attitude ही ठीक नहीं है, so where is the question of all this Brahma Vidya and all that? Let's talk about the weather and let's talk about modern technology and AI and let's move on. There's a lot to talk about. So that's why attitude, they look for attitude. Means something, they are looking for something. And so, samyak, adhikaritvam, okay. And that is mentioned next. Prashanta chittaya. Look at that. Prashanta chittaya, person who is calm. Who's calm, that is the literal meaning, but that shama is there, hiding in that shanta. A shanti born of shama. And then, okay, shama is coming next. So here you have to put dhamma. Prashanta chittaya shamanvitaya. I think Shankara will reverse the two. Yeah, Shankara says because prashanta has come, that is shama. And then shamanvitaya, he says dhamma. He uses that to read dhamma. So shama dhamma mentioned there. This is just by the way. Good to go back like this periodically.
Shantanam Vitaragina.
Correct. That is Atmabodha. Correct. Atmabodha. Tapobihi, Kshina Papa. Look at that. That whole mantra is loaded with adhikaritvam. Tapobihi is referring to students. tapas, people who are endowed with tapas, endowed with discipline. And kshina papanam, they are no longer, they are all dharmikas. They are all dharmikas. So no more new papa coming. Shantanam, there also is using the word shanta. Shamanvitanam ityartaha. Vitaraginam, viraginam, viragis. And then mumukshu, next line it comes. So what we are talking about is the first shloka of Atma Bodha. Atma Bodha. Because there the teacher has to justify why he is writing a book. The author, not teacher. Author has to justify. So, very interesting. All right, paripaśyanti. We have now come to the word paripaśyanti. We started with this word. So, paśyanti, they see. The dhīrā see this fact. Only a fact can be seen. I see, that's see. And sarvataḥ purnam paśyanti. Shankaracharya is saying, paripaśyanti means paritaḥ. In Sanskrit, there is a prefix called pari, which means paritaḥ. Everywhere, sarvataḥ. Everywhere, purnam paśyanti. How? Yes, that is the shastra. That is the teaching. Better let's get used to it. Purnam. Purnamadaha purnamidam. Right? That is what it is. Sarvataḥ purnam. There also purnam. Here also purnam. Up also purnam. Down also purnam. Means what? Hey, that Atma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is called Purnam. Purnam Paśyanti. Nothing. There is nothing other than Brahma. That is what is to be seen. And that is Upalabhante. Upalabhante means they see it. They recognize it. Upalabh. Labh is to gain. Okay. But here gaining is in the sense of knowledge. They see it. They see it in the mind. Upa samipe. Upa means samipe, Sense of nearness is there. Hey, this is not some belief of something out there. This is knowledge of myself, being Brahman. And so, this word is also important. Upalabh. They cognize it. When you know something, then that knowledge becomes unshakable. Unshakable. Somebody comes and tells you, sun rises in the west. That is not acceptable. At least in my part of the world, it does not rise in the west. Okay, nobody will say sun rises in the west. Or same example we say, if somebody comes and says, okay, then sun rises in the east. Then also you should not agree with him. Why? Because sun doesn't rise, you have to say.
Right.
To the guy who says sun rises in the west, you should say sun rises in the east. Why give up the trump card? Just keep your trump card with you for some time. Don't throw it away. So, crystal clear knowledge. You have the trump card, so you can decide how to use it. And so, that Paramatma is recognized as the Sakshi. Sakshi bhavena paripaśyanti. Okay. And how did they see it? Of course, Jahal Lakshanam and Ajahal Lakshanam, which we've been studying in Viveka Chudamani. When two extremely opposite things are equated, which Shankara talks as, it is like equating an anu, an atom and a mountain. An atom is mountain. Will anybody believe this statement? It's not possible. Atom and mountain. And Bhatto Raja, I think another example he gave. The soldier and a king. Soldier and the president or prime minister. There's no connection. You can't equate the two. The two roles are entirely different. The entirely different part you let go. You let go. Soldierness, all the attributes that define a soldier to you, let go. All the attributes that talk about this sarvajñaḥtvam, all knowledge, most knowledgeable, let go of it. Sarva shaktimatvam, let go of this all power. Sarva gatatvam, all the all pervasiveness, let go of it. And what is left? What is left is Brahman. And here what is left is Atma. Then that Atma and Brahman equality can be seen immediately. Immediately. Like that we saw in the Viveka Chudamani class. And so all that we can bring in here. The wave has to let go of its waveness. Whatever makes itself call itself the wave, that finiteness, that shape, whatever. And the ocean is there. Ocean is Ishvara, And so Ishvara, powerful. It is a source. Ishvara is the creator of all the waves. Creator of this world, And all this creatorship and all drop. Drop it. Just be. Just be means what? Water. Wave. You look at your being. What is your being? Toyam, water. What is the being of Ishvara? Water. Same water, identical water. Somebody was told, go touch the wave. Somebody was told, go touch the ocean. And somebody was told, go touch the water. Everybody did the same thing and came back and told, I touched. One fellow said, I touched the ocean. One fellow said, I touched the wave. Another person said, I touched the water. Why? Because that's how it is. The satyam of everything is water. You cannot come away without touching water. And so, sarvabhutastam atmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Shloka number 629. Sarvatra, Krishna uses the word samadarshanaha. Sarvatra, here sarvataha paripaśyanti, sarvataha paśyanti. 629. That Atma which is sarvabhutastam in that shloka, that is there in everything, that is the essence of everything, that is the truth of everything, sarvabhutastam. And what is that? Atmanam. Sarvabhutani chatmani. And the whole world is in Atma. There also he says this. Whole world is situated in Atma. Because whole world requires Atma for its existence. Otherwise it can't exist. It is our vaporware. You want to know what vaporware is? This world is vaporware. Okay? This is the first vaporware. I heard this phrase sometime. Vaporware. Anyway. Ikshate yoga yuktatma, etc. is there in that shloka. Anyway. So, like that, you've got more shlokas in the Bhagavad Gita also. 6:30, the next shloka also is like that. Look at this. Yomam pashyati sarvatra. The one who sees me everywhere. There is only one way to see Ishvara everywhere. There is only one way, which is to identify, understand the satyam of everything. Is there any other way? You tell me. There's one way, only one way to see water everywhere. There's only one way. And Swamiji says, paripaśyanti, he says, don't close your eyes, please. Don't sit and meditate now. Now is not the time to meditate. Paśyanti, without opening the eyes, you can't see, So, water, you have to understand it is all water. And so you start with belief, all right, but then you have to understand it. So there he says, Yomam pashyati sarvatra. Sarvam cha mayi pashyati. Everything else you see the world in front of you. It's all variety, so much variety. But mayi eva asti. Mayi means in me, in Brahman, in Atma, everything is there. In water only, every wave is there. She wave, he wave, it wave, everything is in water only. Ishvara also is in water only. Sagar, So, ocean. All that. He says. And in 6:30, I like this. This is very interesting. 6:30, Bhagavad Gita, 6.30. Atma Sanyama Yoga. He says, Tasya aham na pranashyami. This is interesting. This is not directly related to the topic, but still. Tasya aham na pranashyami. Okay. Aham na pranashyami. I do not destroy him. That is the literal meaning of aham na pranashyami. Neither he destroys me. This is the literal meaning of that particular tasya aham na pranashyami. And then such a me na pranashyati, etc. he says. And you know what Shankara says? This is the brilliance. He says, pranashyami is what? He doesn't, I don't destroy him. Is that what you're translating it as? Understanding it as? Hey, don't see it like that. Na parokshatam gamishyami. Hey, all along, this guy was thinking God is out there, remote controlling everything. And this out there idea is gone. Na parokshatam gamishyami. He doesn't place God there. He places God here. He brought God all the way here. That is the meaning of na pranashyami. Because this destruction is possible only between two different things. When two things are not different, where is the question of A destroying A? B destroying B? Not possible. Okay, this is by the way, shloka number 630. Anyway, like this, so many shlokas are there. Next shloka also is like that. 631 also is like that. Sarvabhutastitam yomam. All right. So, like this, we can go on and on. So, dhīrāha vivekinaha. Shankaracharya has talked about shamadama as one of the requirements. Then vairagya is another requirement. And now vivekinaha. Viveka is another requirement. A student who has that kind of mindset will not but see this, cannot but see this. So, vivekinaha paripaśyanti. Okay, we can now read the next sentence. Ānandarūpam.
Ānandarūpam.
Sarva anartha.
Sarva anartha.
Dukkha ayasa.
Dukkha ayasa.
Prahīnam.
Prahīnam.
Amritam.
Amritam.
Yadvibhāti.
Yadvibhāti.
Visheshena.
Visheshena.
Swātmani eva.
Swātmani eva.
Bhāti sarvada.
Bhāti sarvada.
Yeah, so he is now explaining the very last segment of this mantra. Ānandarūpam amritam yadvibhāti. And you can guess what this is. So Ānandarūpam. Okay, because Ananda has to be brought in somewhere or the other. And so, and Shankara is saying, Sarva anartha dukkha ayasa prahīnam. Ha, the prahīnam comes from the root ha in Sanskrit. Ha is used in the sense of tyaga. Ohak tyage. So tyaga, the sense of the meaning of sacrifice, the meaning of giving up, the meaning of rejection, the meaning of dropping, like that is there for this root ha. So prahīnam means freed from, sacrificed of, bereft of, removed of, whatever English comes to you. Okay. Because he's now talking about Ānandarūpam is what? That which is freed of all these things. Sarva anartha dukkha ayasa. Ayasa is effort. Dukkham is sorrow. Sarva anartha. Anartha. Anartha means what? That which does not contribute to my well-being is anartha. Because artha is well-being, you know. Artha is well-being. So, sarva anartha. And in our case, the artha is moksha. Purusharthas, right? Purushartha. Purushaihi arthyate iti purusharthaha. 4 arthas are there for us. Kama, artha, kama, dharma and moksha. And so anything that is that is opposed to moksha, that is called anartha. You should not take artha here as security. Okay, anartha. Because anything I do will only give me kama or artha or dharma, which means it is not going to give me moksha. Okay. So that is why he says here, sarva anartha dukkha ayasa prahinam. Effort. It frees me of all effort, he says. How moksha can free me from effort? Effort, so physical effort is going to continue until the last breath. Even to breathe will be a big effort at some time, correct? We pray, it is not like that. And even breathing will require a lot of effort. So when so much effort is required all through my life, okay, how he is saying suddenly with moksha, ayasa prahinam bhavati. Ayasa means an effort to become more fulfilled. I am not accomplished now, I need to be more accomplished. I am not fulfilled now, I should get more fulfilled. Hey, where is the question of getting more fulfilled? I am the source of all fulfillment. If I am saying, where is the question of fulfillment? Therefore, ayasa prahinam, this effort based fulfillment is gone. Completely gone. Effort to maintain the body will be there. As Krishna has said. What did he say? Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhyeda karmanaha.
nahi kaschit kshanam.
Yeah, nahi kaschit kshanamapi, correct. Jatu tishtatya karma krite. You cannot be there even without acting. The life is not imaginable also, he says. But then he says sharira yatra pichate. To allow the body to travel, you have to do what it takes. He said that. That means I am responsible for this body. Until the body is there, I have to take care of it. Means ayasa will be there for that. So I hope you understand. And so, amrutam yadvibhāti. Amrutam. Maniprabha says, avinashi. Vinashaha na vidyate. Atma has no vinasha. Body has vinasha, but Atma has no vinasha. I am Atma Brahma. That Atma I am. Yat vibhati. Yat. Yat. That. Tat. What was Tat? We started today's class with Tat. Atma Tattvam. Tat Atma Tattvam. Bring that Atma Tattvam here. Yat. That vibhati shines. Shines means what? Hey, it cannot. I'm. That knowledge is with me all the time. I am a mother. I am father. Does anybody has to remind me I am a mother or a father? No. Why it's not required? What are you talking? Yeah, that what are you talking? Question should come. Yadvibhāti visheshena swatmani eva bhati sarvada. So that swatmani eva means that Atma I am is crystal clear to me, and this imperishable Amritam Atma is what I am talking about. And things I don't depend on things. The body may depend on hundreds of things, but I, Atma, does not depend on anything. Everything depends on Atma, in fact. That kind of clarity is there. Swatmani eva visheshena vibhati or bhati sarvada. All the time. All the time. Swamiji, our Puja Swamiji was at one time in Rishikesh when he was living in a kutia. He was studying Brahma Sutram from one Swamiji, Taranandaji. And he was going to classes. And this one Swami used to sit there. He was sitting, Swami, Rishikesh Swamis will be sitting. And just like that, they'll be sitting, enjoying the weather, whatever. So every day, Swamiji is going at this particular time, one particular time, 9:30 to 10:30, let's say. And then going and coming. क्या कर रहे हैं आप? पढ़ रहे हैं? आप मोक्ष, आपको मोक्ष का इच्छा है? You are interested in moksha? What should you say to if somebody asks you like that? What will you say? Yes, 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 moksha, I'm interested. Can you give me moksha? Like that, will you say? No, you can't say anything. मैं आपको मोक्ष दे सकता हूँ. I can give you moksha right now. You can go to moksha. आप मोक्ष को जा सकते हैं और वापस भी आ सकते हैं. You can come back also from moksha. He's talking about some bhang or something like that. Okay. You can get moksha and you can come back from moksha also. I don't know why my mind went there, but that is what he's saying. Sarvada. Yeah, I got it. Sarvada all the time, not this coming and going moksha. Anyway, that completes this shloka. Let's look at the... So what is the essence? To knowing the essence, you have to go back. Same thing. So the Jiveshwara Aikyam was talked about here. Knowing which tadvijñānena amritatvam. Freedom is attained. Liberation is attained. Like that, this shloka talked about. This mantra. These two mantras. I think it is, in some books it is two mantras. All right. Yaha sarvajñaḥ sarvavit. And you can also say Paramatma, because we went and looked up 119. Because sarvajñaḥ and sarvavit Upanishad already mentioned in 119. So from there, Bhashyam, we can pick up and write the word Paramatma. Yaha Paramatma sarvajñaḥ sarvavit bhavati, added, supplied, bhavati, comma, yasya yeshaha mahimā bhuvi, yasya yeshaha mahimā bhuvi, within brackets, loke bhavati. Bhuvi means loke, in this world. Yasya yeshaha mahimā bhuvi loke bhavati means one whose glory is well known to everybody. Comma, yeshaha atma hi, yeshaha atma hi, yeshaha atma hi, divye brahmapure hṛdaye, divye brahmapure hṛdaye in brackets, divye brahmapure hṛdaye hi, vyomni pratiṣṭhitaḥ. Vyomni pratiṣṭhitaḥ, full stop. Then tatrasthaha, within brackets, tatrasthaha means remaining there, the one that is located in that. Manomayaḥ prāṇaśarīranetā, tatrasthaha manomayaḥ prāṇaśarīranetā. Next word within brackets, Atma. Anne hṛdayaṃ. Anne hṛdayaṃ. We have to add two more words now. Anne hṛdayaṃ. Buddhim pundarika chhidre. Buddhim pundarika chhidre. Shankara's words. Hṛdayaṃ buddhim pundarika chhidre. So Shankara is converting the word hṛdaya, which is literally heart, to buddhi. And then he's saying the buddhi which is located in the heart. Okay, like that he's saying. All right. hṛdayaṃ buddhim pundarika chidre sannidhāya pratiṣṭhitaḥ. Sannidhāya pratiṣṭhitaḥ. Full stop. Okay. All right. Yat atmatattvam ānandarūpam. Yat atmatattvam in brackets. Ānandarūpam. Amritam vibhāti. Amritam vibhāti. Tat dhīrāha. Tat dhīrāha. Vyomanyātmā paripaśyanti. Tat dhīrāha vyomanyātmā paripaśyanti. So let me read this. Yaha paramatma sarvajñaḥ sarvavidyasyaiṣa yasya hyeṣa mahimā bhuvi loke bhavati hyeṣa atma hi divye brahmapure hṛdaye hi vyomni pratiṣṭhitaḥ. Full stop. Tatrasthaḥ manomayaḥ prāṇaśarīranetā atma anne hṛdayaṃ buddhim pundarika chidre sannidhāya pratiṣṭhitaḥ. Yat atmatattvam ānandarūpam amritam vibhāti tat dhīrāha vyomanyātmā paripaśyanti. Okay, hope you got it. All right, we can go to the next mantra. Sambandha Bhaashyam. Asya paramatmajnanasya
परमात्मज्ञानस्य
phalam idam
फलम् इदम्
abhidhīyate.
अभिधीयते.
Good. So now, this Sambandha Bhaashyam is such a useful thing to make the connections, because Upanishad is cryptic. Upanishad is cryptic, to say the least. So not only we need somebody to explain the Upanishad mantras, but even to show the connection. When you read a novel or a book, you can see the connection. Kata, 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 you can see it. One chapter to next chapter in a textbook. If you look up, you can see the connection. You can see how we are going from this topic to next topic. You can see all that. But here we need Shankaracharya. So, asya paramatma jnanasya phalam idam abhidhīyate. Okay, jnanam is gained. The phalam was talked about even in the last mantra, right? What was the phalam in the last mantra? Amrit, okay. Not a phalam really. Amritam yadvibhāti. Ānandarūpamamṛtaṃ. So that person is abiding in that vision. Person became a mother. After that, you don't have to remind the person that you are a mother and all that. Not needed. That vision is there. That knowledge is complete. That's it. And so the rest of the life, you don't have to remind the person. Like that, amritam vibhāti. There. Here, that paramatma jnanasya, that jnanam of paramatma, phalam. What is the use of studying this thing and gaining the knowledge of paramatma? And phalam idam abhidhīyate. Now that is being mentioned. Abhidhīyate. That is being mentioned. Where does the word abhidhīyate come? Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityabhidhīyate. First shloka of the 13th chapter. I think first or second. I think must be first. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Anyway. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityavidhiyate. Passionately, Krishna is saying, hey, this body, you thought it was you. No, it is not you. It is part of kshetram. It is part of everything else that you perceived. Body also is a perceived thing. Therefore, it is an object. It is not subject. Like that, he says.
The first mantra of Tattvabodha also.
Oh, Tattvabodha also?
Yeah. Mumukshanam pranataya Tattvabodha abhidhiyate.
Ah, good. Correct. Abhidhiyate. This is told. He doesn't say, I am writing this Tattvabodha. He says, Tattvabodha is told for all these people. Very good. Good one. So, nahi deha bhrita shakyam. Nahi deha bhrita shakyam. Chaktum karmanya sheshataha. Very beautiful shloka.
vidhiyate, abhidhiyate. More or less same.
He says, nahi deha bhrita shakyam tyaktum karmani asheshataha. Nobody can give up karma. Deha bhrita. Who? A person who has a body. If you say you have a body, then you can't give up karma. Tyaktum karmanya sheshataha. And then, yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi tyabhidhiyate. This is shloka number 1811. 18th chapter, 11th shloka. Satyagi tyabhidhiyate. Such a person is mentioned, told, called as a tyagi. Like that he says. Because this question will always be there. Shastram is saying, I am akarta, but actions happen. I am not an agent, but everywhere you go, I am the agent only. I am the things that make things happen. Without a human being, no actions can happen. So actions are constantly happening, but you are coming and telling me Atma is Akarta and you are Atma. So we have to understand that clearly. How do we understand it? Guna guneshu vartante. Krishna already said that. Hey, the body is endowed with guna. Mind is endowed with guna. And guna means it is just waiting. It is just waiting to do something. Whether you like it or not, it will happen. So, and then yeah, you have a role to play. Karta has a role to play, no doubt. But Karta is mithya. I am Satyam. I am not mithya. Like that. Good. Next mantra. Beautiful mantra. Famous mantra also. Bhidyate hṛdaya granthihi.
Bhidyat. Oh, sorry.
Hinduji.
Hari Ramakrishnan is unmuted. Or whoever else.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Okay. Vidyate hṛdaya granthihi.
Vidyate hṛdaya granthihi.
Chidhyante.
Chidyante.
Sarva samshayaha.
Dharma samshayaha.
Kshiyante.
Kshiyante.
Chasya karmani.
Chasya karmani.
Tasmin drishte.
Tasmin drishte.
Paravare.
Paravare.
Yeah, if you can mute yourself, Hari ji, and let Indu ji also say this mantra. Bhidyate hṛdaya granthihi. Yeah, if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Vidyate hṛdaya granthi.
Chidyante.
Chidyante.
Sarva samshayaha.
Sarva samshayaha.
Kshiyante.
Kshiyante.
Chasya karmani.
Chasya karmani.
Tasmin drishte.
Tasmin drishte.
Paravare.
Paravare.
Yeah. So here Upanishad is saying, let's look at the gist of the mantra. Tasmin drishte paravare. That is how we should start analyzing this shloka. Tasmin drishte paravare means when this paravara is drishtam, when the paravara is seen, previously paripaśyanti was said, seen. Seen means known, understood, clearly understood. Paravara is understood. What is paravara? Shankaracharya will explain. Param cha avaram. Param is param and avaram. The superior and inferior. Superior means what? The cause and effect. When the cause and effect, Shankara will explain that. When the cause and effect are understood clearly as what? Tat, tasmin means Brahman. When the cause is known as Brahman and effect also is understood as no different than Brahman. Because identity, otherwise where is the identity? So wave understands that I am water. Wave understands that the ocean is also water. And so, tasmin drishte paravare drishte, ocean is the cause, wave is the effect, product. I am a baby, I am born of something. And so, when both are understood as Brahman, tat, then what happens? Vidyate hṛdaya grantihi. All these problems of my heart. Problems are all in the heart only, or mind, whichever way you want to take it. That's all it is. Finally, these are the problems. So the Shastram calls it hṛdaya grantihi, the knot of the heart. K-N-O-T, granti, Vidyate, all gone. Disappeared. Then what? Chidyante sarva samshayaha. All doubts are gone. All doubts. Not Sanskrit doubts. Sanskrit doubts will keep remaining. It will keep on nagging you. It will remind you that it will keep you humble. Sanskrit will keep us humble. Really speaking, it is supposed to. It will keep us humble because some word will come and you will have to scratch your head. That's it. Over. After all the years of studying Sanskrit, you have to. Yesterday in our sannyasi group, we have a group of sannyasis, and all people who are teaching. We have a WhatsApp group, and somebody asked a question. One sannyasi is asking a question about one mantra in Brahma Sutra. So doubt is there. What is the Vyutpatti is asking? So I had a chance to show my greatness of Sanskrit knowledge. And then I said something there. We'll see if what I said is right or not. So it is always going to be there. That samshaya will always be there. But then sarva samshayaha, all doubts are gone means what? All doubts about me and the world and my goals and what am I supposed to do, not do, everything becomes clear, gone. Kshiyante cha asya karmani. Karmani api kshiyante. All karmas are gone. Shankaracharya will explain. That is the result. That is the result of tasmin drishte paravare. Nice mantra it is. Occasionally we quote it. All right, what time is it? All right, let's read the first. Vidyate. Vidyate.
Vidyate.
Hṛdaya grantihi.
Hṛdaya grantihi.
Avidya vasana prachayaha.
Avidya vasana prachayaha.
Buddhyashrayaha.
Buddhyashrayaha.
Kamaha.
Kamaha.
Yeah, we'll pause there. So he's translating this hṛdaya grantihi as kamaha. Kamaha is the knot. The knot in the heart is kama. That is what Shankaracharya is helping us understand. Don't think of all this emotional entanglement and all we can think about, but it's all born of what? Kamaha. Kamaha. Okay. So, and he tells us a little more. Avidya vasana prachayaha. Prachayaha means prachaya, collected, growing, grown, fattening, That's the kind of meaning. It keeps on adding up, keeps on building up. That which builds up is called prachayaha. And this kama keeps building, it seems. Keeps building. Like the anthill keeps on becoming bigger and bigger, So like that. And why does it build up? Avidya vasana prachayaha. Vasana. This vasana is strong. Vasana is strong. And all our past transactions, past roles we played, all contribute to our vasana. So previously, this guy is there and he has the I am putraha, aham putri. Putri vasana is there. Daughter vasana is there. Son vasana is there. And then after a while, he will say aham mata, aham pita. So mata vasana also has come now. Pita vasana has come. These things were not there, but slowly it keeps coming. It keeps coming. It sticks with us for life. Vasana. And prior to that also, vasanas are there. Because there are a lot of questions to which I have no answer at all. Why do you like what you like? Why are you after this? Why are you running after this so much? Why are you running after money or running after him or her if somebody asks? No answer to that. What answer can we give? Why am I running after money? I don't know. I'm running after money. I love it. And so he's saying avidya. Avidya is the cause for that vasana. I mean, there is a standard Vedantic answer. If you don't know the answer to a question, what should you say? You should say avidya. Then people will think you're a great scholar. Avidya vasana. But yeah, here Shankara is saying, hey, our topic is vidya, avidya. So that desire, kamaha, born of avidya, is the real killer for us. It's the killer. We know it even before coming to this Advaita, we know it. Because we know we have not been able to honor the doctor's wishes. Don't do this. Doctor gives medicine, you have it, that we will have. But if the doctor perchance says, do this, have this medicine half an hour before food, this is always a problem. I remember whenever I used to take my parents somewhere, I have to carry my tab box because half an hour before lunch, and we don't know when we are having lunch. Will you ask your host, when are you going to have supply lunch? Will you go and ask the host like that? You can't. And so lunch is whenever. But doctor said half an hour before lunch you have to have this medicine. Metformin. How? So you can't follow that doctor's advice. And then he says, go for a walk. For half an hour, go for a walk. Getting up from the seat itself is a problem for me. And going for a walk, where is the question? So like this, we know we can't follow any of that advices and all that. And so, kama, I mean, when it comes to Atma Vidya and all, kama becomes very important. And so he's saying, avidya vasana prachaya kamaha. We'll stop with that and we'll resume the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.